In 1938, Jean-Paul Sartre described walking through the streets of Paris and feeling an intense nausea, a visceral realization of life's absurdity. Surrounded by strangers, he sensed a void, a meaningless groan beneath existence. Today, that void echoes in our own experiences. Even as we connect online, the emptiness remains. Martin Heidegger taught that to be human is to be being aware of our finite time. Each tick reminds us of life's fragility. In the digital age, our screens offer escape, but they cannot silence that inner clock. Anxiety thrives when mortality stalks every notification. Even in the busiest crowds, we can feel profoundly alone. Sartre warned that being with others can magnify our isolation, no matter how many surround us. Today's urban throngs morph into digital masses, yet we remain adrift, seeking connection that never quite reaches our core. In the digital era, our solitude deepens. We sit side by side, each lost in a private scroll. Notifications ping like distant echoes, but human warmth slips away. This new solitude isn't empty spaces, it's spaces full of silent screens. Then comes FOMO, or the fear of missing out. That first ping invites you into someone else's highlight reel, a flash of envy, a tug at the heart. In chasing every update, we risk losing the present moment and surrendering to anxiety's relentless pull. As we scroll, lives once distant become immediate mirrors. We compare our behind the scenes with others' highlight reel, champagne to our cheap coffee, exotic sunsets to our gray walls. Each swipe deepens the chasm between who we are and who we think we should be, fueling an insidious self-doubt that no filter can hide. Likes and followers become our new currency of worth. We chase each increment as if it could fill the void, but the more we earn, the quicker it evaporates. The mirror of metrics reflects not our true selves, but an ever-shifting shadow, one that whispers, "You are only as valuable as your last post." What began as mild unease becomes a racing heart. Our bodies respond to digital stimuli as if they were life or death signals. Each notification can trigger adrenaline. Each comparison spikes cortisol. The quiet mind we once knew struggles to return its space, invaded by the constant hum of unseen data. Desperate for answers, we turn to Google, typing our fears into a void of search results. Tips, memes, 10-step guides promise relief, but the deeper question lingers. Why do we feel this emptiness? Knowledge without context only deepens the ache, because understanding anxiety differs from dissolving it. We reach out, message after message, but the silence is deafening. The chatroom tools designed for connection returns only our own words refracted. In that echo chamber of self-inquiry, doubt reverberates, reminding us that online crowds can be as hollow as unlit rooms. The infinite scroll is a velvet prison, no edges, no escape. Your thumb becomes the key that unlocks another cascade of content, lulling you into a trance. With every swipe, the promise of satisfaction dissolves, replaced by a deeper hunger for something you can't quite grasp. Algorithms learn your desires and feed them back in ever narrower loops. What you see isn't random, it's engineered to keep you scrolling. Choice becomes illusion. You journey through a maze with walls built from your own preferences, never seeing what lies beyond the code. Every click, every view, every millisecond of attention is traded on an invisible market. Platforms bid for your focus. You collect fleeting rewards that vanish before you know their worth. In this economy, your mind is the commodity, and you're never truly paid enough. Notifications cascade like storm clouds, each ping a summons you can't ignore. They fragment your day into micro-crisis urgent demands that pull you away from presence. Over time, the barrage erodes your capacity to focus, leaving behind a residue of restless distraction. At night, when your mind should rest, the blue glow beckons. One last scroll before sleep turns into hours of wakeful worry. Each half-remembered post haunts your dreams, blurring the line between rest and restlessness. In chasing connection, you surrender the restorative silence of night. Our attention splinters into 1,000 fragments. Each open app demands a piece of our consciousness, leaving no room for deep thought or genuine presence. We become spectators of ourselves, watching lives we never fully inhabit. We curate ourselves into content commodifying authenticity for likes and shares. Every gesture, every word becomes performance. The boundary between who we are and what we present blurs, trapping us in a role with no exit. Under the glare of online scrutiny, vulnerability becomes a risk. We polish our personas to meet unseen critics, living up to impossible standards. The applause we crave so desperately only deepens the fear of silence. Caught in the orbit of our own history, we compare past successes to present struggles. The spiral tightens as we chase ghosts of who we once were, all hoped to be ensnaring us in regret and relentless self-judgment. When the world's noise overwhelms, we collapse into despair. The digital tide pulls us under until meaning disintegrates. In that moment of rupture, we confront the void. Sartre felt, an unsettling reminder that connection alone cannot fill our existential emptiness. In the blur of filters and virtual facades, the boundary between our true self and our online persona dissolves. We begin to question, which reflection is real, the one staring back in the mirror, or the one applauded by an invisible audience? Our decisions shrink to tap and swipe moments. Even our deepest thoughts are filtered through. You is designed for engagement, not authenticity. The illusion of free choice masks the scripts guiding every interaction. Too many options can paralyze us. In the infinite marketplace of content, we long to curate a perfect life. But the very abundance of choice breeds anxiety. What if the next scroll holds something better than anything we've seen? Algorithms promise to know us better than we know ourselves, offering tailored paths to fulfillment. Yet when our purpose is outsourced to lines of code, we risk surrendering the adventure of self-discovery to mechanized design. As code governs our interactions, it also constrains them. We navigate curated realities shaped by unseen architects. But within each human heart remains a spark of freedom, a reminder that no algorithm can fully contain the human spirit. Our digital doppelgangers multiply with every platform. AI-generated profiles, cached personas, curated highlights. They speak for us in comments and ads, yet reflect only fragments of our being. Confronting these echoes, we ask, which self deserves our loyalty? Online communities promise belonging, yet can leave us lonelier than ever. We type into avatars' faces and watch words vanish into server farms. True communion demands presence of body and mind, elements algorithms cannot replicate. Yearning for affirmation, we expose our souls to faceless crowds. A single reply, or lack thereof, can seal our sense of worth. Validation becomes a hollow currency, treated in echoes that rarely fill the heart's emptiness. In moments of stillness, we confront the merging of flesh and code. Reflection reveals our hybrid nature, part biological creature, part digital construct. Accepting this paradox may be the first step toward reclaiming authenticity. At the brink of despair, the world's weight crashes in. The digital noise fades, replaced by the silent question, is this struggle worth continuing? In that fragile instant, choice and chance converge, beckoning us either toward collapse or courageous resistance. In the quiet that follows despair, we find a chance to breathe. A mindful pause, finger lifted away from the screen, attention anchored in the body. Here the endless scroll halts, and presence returns, moment by moment. Like ancient Sabbaths, we can decree a day of digital rest. No pings, no updates, only the rhythms of the world beyond glass and wires. In turning our devices off, we turn ourselves back on to life's simple wonders. Analog rituals, reading by candlelight, Journaling with pen and paper, we connect us to human traditions. Each word flows through our hand. Each page turns at our pace. In these slow acts, we reclaim the art of reflection and the joy of unhurried thought. Our bodies remember another world, one without seats and screens. Walking barefoot, feeling wind against skin, we reawaken senses dulled by pixels. Embodied presence grounds us in reality and dissolves the digital haze. In dialogue with others, friends, mentors, fellow seekers, we rebuild meaning together. A community of inquiry listens, questions, and offers perspective. Here, curiosity blooms and anxiety yields to shared exploration. Art alchemizes anxiety into expression. With each brushstroke, we externalize the storm within, turning chaos into creation. Creative expression becomes both catharsis and mirror, revealing our depths, while forging new paths toward understanding. Tech minimalism invites us to declutter our digital lives. By uninstalling needless apps and limiting screen time, we clear mental space for focus and joy. Minimalism isn't deprivation. It's choosing what nourishes the soul and letting go of the rest. Curated consumption means choosing quality over quantity. We subscribe to voices that challenge and inform, not just entertain. By intentionally selecting content, we guard our minds against the onslaught of noise and deepen our capacity for true engagement. Philosophical dialogue rekindles the spirit of inquiry. In conversation, we test ideas, refine beliefs, can resist isolation. Talking through existential questions with a trusted companion reminds us that we aren't alone in our search for meaning. Ultimately, we learn to embrace uncertainty itself. Rather than fleeing the unknown, we greet it as the canvas of possibility. In accepting that life contains more questions than answers, we free ourselves to live fully aware, hopeful, and unafraid. We are authors of our own narratives. By deliberately live editing our habits, turning off autopilot, questioning default reactions, we reshape the script of our days. Every intentional choice becomes a line rewritten toward authenticity. Though screens separate us, solidarity can bridge the gap. Shared stories, virtual gatherings, and mutual support remind us we're part of a larger human tapestry. In standing together online and offline, we turn isolation into community. True presence honors the moment and the person before us. Choosing to set devices aside signals your face, your story, your pain matter more than any notification. Such ethical acts of attention restore human connection. Knowledge and culture thrive in the common spaces free from paywalls and gatekeepers. Open source platforms, public archives, and shared repositories democratize wisdom. By contributing and accessing freely, we nurture a collective intelligence stronger than any algorithm. In the poetics of being, we give voice to our inner landscapes. Poetry, journals, and art become maps of our existential terrain, charting fears, hopes, and revelations. Through creative language, we reclaim our story from the void and share a beacon for others lost in the digital night. True legacy isn't measured in likes of followers, but in living things that outlast our digital traces. By planting seeds, literal or metaphorical, we root our purpose in the world, transcending the fleeting approval of online applause. In releasing our dependence on screens, we rediscover freedom's wings. Each moment of detachment breathes life into our spirit, reminding us that the truest connections are those unmediated by pixels. Our quest doesn't end, it evolves. The path ahead remains uncharted, inviting curiosity and courage. By stepping forward without a map, we embrace life as the ultimate exploration, unbounded, unpredictable, and alive. Now the question turns to you. What will you unplug? Habits, devices, assumptions to reclaim presence and purpose? Your choice may spark a ripple far beyond yourself. Existential anxiety need not be our fate. Beyond the digital storm lies a horizon of possibility. waiting for hearts brave enough to look up, step away, and live fully. The digital age gave us tools. Now we choose how to use them, charting a course toward meaning that no screen can contain.